Dear Earthmates, today we are visiting a poet, an artist, a singer, composer, a musician from Cambodia. He's the president of PEN Cambodia Centre, and though he lives in Cambodia, today he is in France. Hello, dear Yourn Young, dear colleague.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. And Tro.
Why are you in France? I know, but for the listeners.
Yeah. And this is a time for Cambodian New Year celebration. So Cambodian people living in different places around the world, mostly in Western countries like Europe, US, or Australia. And they also celebrate a New Year for their communities. So they need some singers or artists to perform for this celebration. So they invite me and some others singers from Cambodia to join for dancing or party or their own ceremony. In here, in Europe, we have two concerts in France, and one in Switzerland, and in Germany. In front we have three in Marseille and two in Paris. That the planning.
Wonderful. And what is the day, the New Year's Day, the first day of the New Year?
The New Year Day, it starts from 14, 16, and 14, 15, and 16 April.
April 16.
Yeah, but because the Cambodian community in Europe or Western country working, so on the day we celebrate the New Year in Cambodia, they working, they cannot celebrate. But mostly in Cambodian people living abroad celebrate New Year on their own holiday, like Saturday or Sunday, mostly.
At weekend.
So they cannot celebrate the New Year at the same time. Some community celebrate on 8th of April, or some community celebrate on 13 or 15. Yeah, depend on their own community for the whole month.
I see. Wonderful.
April.
Beautiful. Yeah. And according to the Cambodian traditional calendar, what is the year now? Which year are you entering?
It is rubbish, I think. The rubbish year.
Is it 2000 something, or 3000, or 1000? What is the year?
I'm not sure. the Buddhist year, because like
Buddhist year.
Buddhist year, I'm not sure, but 2000 year something.
Okay. A friend of mine in Nepal said 2080. Is it the same calendar or different?
I think the same, because this is Asian people. Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar celebrate the same New Year.
Wonderful. And when I was young, in 1970s, I read, and of course the tragic period of Khmer Rouge. That was a disaster, of course. What would you like to say about those days and afterwards and today?
About the tragic and during the Cold Wars and the Civil War in Cambodia, right?
Yeah, the Khmer Rouge, yeah, and then later on, and today, what's the situation?
Yeah, yeah. At that time is the Cold War for the world. Is Cold War between bloc communism and democracy. Like the most powerful country, like Western country and Soviet Union, like they try to persuade or to try to convince the country to follow their own democracy or communism. This is the most like effect to the country around the world, especially Asian country like South Korea, North Korea, and Indo-China like Cambodia, Vietnam. Like this is the most like confrontation between communism and democracy. So this is like the idea of like one part of Cambodian try to one group try to believe in democracy, one group try to follow the communist, like communist from Chinese, like Mao Zedong, communist from Soviet Union. Like at that time, Cambodian people don't know what to follow, who to follow, democracy or communist, because they feel that some people feel that communist is good, some people believe in democracy. So at this time, behind the scene is a big country like Chinese or Soviet or Western country to supply the weapon and the food for fighting. This is, we can see that the fighting of Cambodian like Khmer Rouge happened because of the failure of democracy. Like they try to control by the war, but after the U.S. Army got away from Indo-Chinese and sent that. So at that time, communist wins. Like yeah, communist supported by China in
I see.
the war.
Yes, and a lot of people were killed, unfortunately. And when you were born, there was no Khmer Rouge, right? I mean,
I born after Khmer Rouge.
pardon?
I was born after Khmer Rouge, yeah.
Yes. And
But father and my parents born before Khmer Rouge. Yes, so they know everything. Like my grandma born in World War II. So a lot of war in Cambodia. We have a lot of war, like the war between Japan and France during 1940. The war from 1970 to 1975. Yes, like American tried to drop the bomb to destroy the communist Vietcong. Yeah,
yes,
but the bomb also dropped in Cambodia, not only in Vietnam, but around Cambodia. But what they do, they want to destroy the communist army that tried to escape from the war from Vietnam to Cambodia.
yes,
So that is a bad experience
yes,
that won the world with a lot of people die at that time. Almost some people say 2 million, some people say 3 million died during Khmer Rouge. Is it the big the biggest destruction? I think.
yes,
Compare, we have 7 million before Khmer Rouge, and after Khmer Rouge, I think we have only 4 million survive, and around
there was a big
I think 50 or no 50. 30% die of the whole population. This is the
They
biggest
were
one.
killed. Yeah, that was terrible. And you are a poet and a musician. You write your lyrics, you perform, you play and sing. And when did your and how did your love for music start?
Yeah, I love music. So my father play music like in instrument, Cambodian instrument, traditional instrument like I play. I can show you this one. This is the instrument very traditional. With I play. I can read my poem and then I play music at the same
Wonderful.
time.
May we see the instrument, please?
Yeah.
And by the way, are your parents in good health today?
My father has gone. My father has already gone.
I see. Condolences. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was the soldier during Khmer Rouge, and he lost his leg from landmine during the war, and he still make money from playing music, and growing rice. Yeah, mostly people after Khmer Rouge poor, very poor.
I see. And if uh, I would like to have an interview with some people who survived the Khmer Rouge regime. Later on, if you think of a few people who speak some English, if you can introduce me to them, I'll be happy, okay?
You want to interview with someone who survived from Khmer Rouge and to say
A few people. Yeah, a few people. That's later on, we can do that. May I, yes, may we listen to your instrument? Yes. Oh, very nice. Oh, all right. And what is it called?
Tro Sau.
Pardon?
Tro Sau.
Tro Sau.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can write down to you.
Please. And I would like to add some of your musical works while you're playing and singing to our interview. Okay?
Yeah, I can send you the link, the YouTube that you can.
Thank you so
download.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a connection problem now. I cannot hear well, but we can do as you said. The link will help us. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And how did your love for music from your father? Because your father was a musician?
Yeah, I think I get like a good feeling from music. Also, one part from my father and community, and also through I listen to the radio. Yeah, I hear a lot of music. Before Khmer Rouge, because Cambodian one of the richest country for the music, and so I have been listening to many songs before Khmer Rouge, and like it inspired me a lot, and I feel like I love music very much.
I see. Very good. And how about poetry? How did your love for literature in general start?
Yeah, because when I learned singing, I feel that the lyric from the song, I really love the poetry that they write, the song. And when I learn at school, I read the poetry from the, we have many subject to learn, like mathematics, we have geography, and also we learn the poetry reading, and we can analyze the literature. Sometimes we have a novel reading, we have a poetry reading. So I feel that I don't know why they write very beautiful lyric, poet. So I feel that I love it so much from that learning. And the song that many singers sing, that I feel that the word that they written is very beautiful writing. So I feel that poetry is very attractive. I feel I love writing so much. At the same time, I like both music. I love singing. I love music, lyrics, and also poetry at the same time.
Wonderful. And how did you become the president of PEN Cambodia Centre? As many listeners, viewers now know, PEN is the International Association of Writers, more than 100 years old now. It's the oldest human rights association organization in the world, and you are the president. And how did you meet PEN?
Yeah, I start learning writing poetry and novels in 24, 20, oh sorry, 2004 and 2005, almost 20 years ago. So I met a lot of writer. I start to write and try to meet a lot of writer. We have like workshop, we have demonstration. We meet a lot of writers through the program, because we have a special writer forum, like poetry reading program, workshop program. Yeah, sometime I meet pen writer from PEN Centre in Cambodia through workshop. I usually volunteer to work some part of the writer program, especially with PEN Cambodia. I also volunteer to work since the first register with the PEN International in 2008. So the PEN president, at that time, he tried to invite me to volunteer. So I have the opportunity to know PEN from that time.
Wonderful. And who are some of the writers or poets, also musicians, that you like?
Now?
Who do you like? I mean, in history of music today, also literature, you know, poets,
Yeah.
novelists.
Yeah, we have many generation from I think during like ancient, but still be one of the most popular in Cambodia, like Khmer Rouge. Yeah, his poetry a little bit like more traditional, but still be popular in Cambodia. I feel that I was inspired by him as well. He composed or read, he wrote new poetry almost 100 years ago. Yeah, but still, I remember his writing, some writing, and before Khmer Rouge, we have a lot of poets like Voi Ho, Kung Ban Chuen. Like he wrote very good song lyrics and poet at the same time. And today we have some like Sue Cameron, Paul Pisay. They also good, and Sok Chan Paul, Chin Mia. Yeah, we have a lot of young people here try like modern poetry.
Is Cambodia the political regime? Is it a republic, a kingdom?
It's kingdom. Today is kingdom.
And is there a parliament?
Yeah, we have a parliament and senate.
Are there political parties?
Yeah, we have multiple parties, but the biggest one is the biggest two ruling party is Cambodian People parties, and now it's Kendall, but before Kendall is Cambodian Recue party, but the government dissolved this party already.
Okay. And is the king a symbolic head of the state? Is there a prime minister who is active, or what is the situation?
Yeah, the king is also only the symbol, and like England, and the prime minister active to work for all the government work. But the king, nothing, just a symbol.
And Buddhism is very interesting, and 97% of the people are Buddhists, right? And Buddhism is a discipline at the same time, a mental discipline, a path. Very interesting. And what are some of the problems in Cambodia when you think health, for example, or education?
Yeah. Do you want to think about this about religion? About religion?
Well, if you want, yes.
Yeah. Buddhism is traditionally from the long time ago, 1,000 years ago. The majority is Buddhism, and we have also Muslims, Christian, Catholic, and still we have some like Hindu, but Hindu is very least. But Hindu in Cambodia it's like a long time ago. But still, some ceremonies still follow Hinduism.
Are there religious conflicts? I mean, or is there peace?
No, Cambodia, no, there is no problem with the religious.
Good, wonderful.
Like good friendship between religions, like Buddhist, Christian, and Muslim. They are very friendly. No conflict at all.
How about women's rights? The rights of girls in education and women at work. are is Buddhism egalitarian in that sense? I mean, in Buddhism, is it traditionally, is there an equality between men and women? I don't know.
Yeah, Buddhism doesn't care where man or woman. Like for the man and the woman is equal freedom. We have equal in Cambodia. It's not like some country like Muslim country. They provide more priority to the man.
Mhm.
But in Cambodia or Thailand or Buddhist country, men and women is no more nobody. It's same. Yeah, we have same.
Very good.
Yeah, in Cambodia traditionally from the beginning of the country, women is the leaders. The first king of Cambodia is women.
Very exciting. This
2,000 years ago, more than 2,000 years ago, Cambodian king is queen, queen
very good.
from the queen.
Thank you so much, dear Yourn Young. Is there anything else you would like to say? What would you recommend to young Earthmates?
Writers or
To young people in the world, what would you recommend?
yeah, I think I
Right.
would like to to the people in the world. This is challenging time for the economic, challenging time for the religious, and for the war in some part in the world. So I think we learn to how to know to live peacefully